Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time joining, thank you for taking the time to come in and see one of my videos. If you are a previous subscriber or a new subscriber, welcome back. Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit serious on a few things that I have been experiencing with this project. And you know how they say that when something happens, things kind of like happen in three. So I don't know if it was just a flat out bad day or I'm just having a bad time of things going on. First of all, I was sick, and I was away from the channel for a little while, for about a week and a half, something like that. I got better and I got into doing this project. In the previous video, I talked about the fabrics for this project and how I really love how beautiful these fabrics are. And seriously, guys, I really do like these fabrics. And I bought them on, because I fell in love with it. Literally, I fell in love with the floral fabric. And I wanted to make a project with them. Now, to get to that project, this is what we were going to be making, and I say we were going to be making, and you can see this here. This is a In the Hoop machine embroidery quilt block. It is called Snail Trail, and you can also make this particular quilt block by just doing regular piecing on a sewing machine. But what it does when you construct it in an embroidery hoop is it does all the quilting already for you. I like that idea because I really do not do the end quilting very well. And that was one of the reasons why I bought my embroidery machines, because I am able to do edge-to-edge quilting on them and get that beautiful look of long arm quilting on them. But In the Hoop quilt blocks is kind of another, like a cheat method to do quilting without doing a lot of quilting, because you are constructing the quilt block in the hoop. It's basically quilting as you're assembling it. Then when you do your final portion of your the quilt top, you won't have to add batting unless you want additional batting in it, because when you construct the quilt block, as in this portion here, when you're assembling your quilt block, you put your batting down first, and then you are assembling your quilt block over the top of the batting in the embroidery hoop. So it's a little step that kind of saves you on quilting. And then when you finish all your blocks, you assemble all your blocks together, and just like you would do normal quilting, you'd add your backing to it, and then if you wanted to do additional quilting, you could do that. Or straight line quilting, just to help attach the backing to the quilt. Okay, so we're going to get into what happened yesterday. So not only was there huge issues with internet, there was a big global issue about many websites being down, and that started my problem. I had tried to transfer the files from my Etsy when I made this purchase. I had tried to transfer them, and Etsy was having issues. So some people said that Etsy had problems for them. Other people said that they didn't have any issues at all. But every time when I tried to put my USB into my FAF machine, it was not reading this particular file that I needed for this size block. So I went back into my computer, and I was thinking that, well, maybe that file got a little bit corrupted when I unzipped it or downloaded it from Etsy. I so I went to Etsy and re-downloaded all the files for this particular design. There were 3 of them that you download, and I have that here. So there were a 5x5 block, a 6x6, and an 8x8, and you can see that each one was a download file. So I re-download all of them, and I go to get this is my USB that comes with my FAF machine. It's just a little 2 gig USB stick, and this is what the manufacturer sends with this particular machine. So what did I end up doing is it was telling me that it could not read any files on my USB stick. So what I ended up doing is I was thinking that, you know, maybe something happened to the USB, it got corrupted somehow. So I probably literally had 30 or 40 designs on my USB. So I went to my desktop computer, put the USB in it, and I completely removed everything from the USB stick. Then I put it back into my machine because it has a way of formatting the USB through the machine. So I was just thinking it got corrupted. So then what I did, if you're familiar with, it's called MySonet, and I think it's for FAF, or it might be for, I think it is FAF machines and Singer and things like that. And I was having nothing but problems. My FAF did not want to read any of the files that I had downloaded previously through MySonet. And I had the, let me show you here with my machine. It literally has a disc here. I'm going to cover this up here because I got some codes on it. So it came with the disc, and this is the 4D Embroidery Machine Communication CD. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to end up re-downloading that, and hopefully there will be some kind of update that will update that. If not, I will just be having to use the old version for my FAF machine. But I was having issues that anything I was putting on this USB was not being read by my machine. So this was about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning that I started having these issues, because I was really, really excited to get this video filmed for you guys. So that started off a lot of frustration for me. So after wiping out everything that was on this, and that was with MySonet, what I ended up doing is I went into my desktop computer and I completely deleted anything, the MySonet that was on my desktop computer. Now, I will go back in and I will try to do the download for it, because it kept on telling me there was an update for MySonet, but it would never do the update. There was no update that it would. It kept on telling me, in the next hour there will be, you will be doing a download. It'll automatically do your download. It never happened. I kept my machine on the first time I seen that a couple weeks ago, because I was doing some other file stuff for embroidery files for the multi-needle machine. And that is when I first saw the first prompt for that upgrade, or software upgrade, update, I should say update, not upgrade, for MySonet. So I was having massive issues. Could it have been issues with all this big global issue yesterday that maybe, it didn't do an update? I don't know. So that was the start of my day yesterday. So I completely deleted MySonet off of my computer. I do have the free Embrilliance basic, but for some reason it's still saying that it's a lot of my files that are on my USB or on my I have this. This is an external hard drive that I store all of my files on, and I believe this is a 250 gig, and I have all of my files for my embroidery machine stored on this so I don't bog down my memory on my computers. So I went in and I'm just having issues, just complete issues. So I finally got it figured out, and I was able to put the files, long story short, I was finally able to get the 8x8 and the 6x6 onto the little USB for the machine. So after all that, I started to stitch out the design. Well, in my overconfidence in believing that I could do this design with no issues, I just kind of like jumped right into it and started doing it. And I didn't read through the instructions the first time like I should have. So while doing the tutorial, I really messed up, and I ended up stitching in the wrong spots. And when I was removing the fabric off of this portion, I ended up popping the hoop open. So if you're familiar with embroidery, machine embroidery especially, you can't easily re-hoop a piece of embroidery when it comes out of the hoop, because all the alignment, things like that, will be off. So that was the issue there. So what I did is I probably at that point had maybe 45 minutes of video filmed that of me doing the block. And I got really upset and deleted the whole thing. So here goes on to round 2. So what I did is I ended up reading through the whole pattern with this block. So I'm working on it, and I'm like, okay, so I'm following the instructions, and I learned that you have to very, very closely pay attention to each step, because each step will do your placement stitch, and then you put your fabric down. It does the anchor stitch and then does the rest of the stitching for the block. So in this block, I took pieces of fabric off 7 different times because in my overconfidence, thinking that I knew what I was doing, I just kept on screwing up. So again, usually in my videos, I like to keep a lot of errors in them so you guys know how to work through them. Truthfully, there were so many errors that I couldn't, in my I guess my pride, I wanted to have a better video for you guys, that I couldn't put that video up. I was just so disappointed and so frustrated that I said, screw it. I deleted an hour and a half's worth of work. The video, I could have edited it and edited it and made it okay, but it was just really frustrating. So basically, moral of the story is, if you're going to do a project, do a test project first so you know what to expect and to work out any mistakes. I made so many mistakes in this, and then it's no fault of the designer of this pattern. It was my overconfidence that I kept messing up. And you can see I left it in the hoop so you guys could see it. But right here, You can see how the stitching is just barely on the edge of this fabric, maybe 1/8 of an inch. If I would have constructed this correctly, see how the rest of all the blocks over here have like the 1/4 inch, and this one starts getting really bad. You were supposed to finish it with at least a 1/4 inch, or maybe a little bit more on each edge, and that was going to be your seam allowance for constructing your blocks. Well, then I get to looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what? I still love the fabric, but I absolutely hate the way it turned out. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like it? I really think the green is a huge mistake in this design. What I may do when I do my other blocks, when we go back to this design, is I will be eliminating the green completely from the block construction. But right now, at this point, I'm not doing any more of this project until I can get, I have talked about, and I think maybe 1 or 2 previous videos, that I had to order a brand new camera, because the camera that I'm filming on now with this overhead view, I can no longer remove the camera from the camera mount. I don't use batteries when I do my filming because they run out so quickly in the type of filming I do for projects like this, that I keep the cameras plugged in. So I have all my cables and everything along. I have a bar system that the camera mounts to, and it's like a frame with 2 bars that come up the side and a bar across the top. And the camera mounts to this overhead bar. And I have my wires for the power, the cables, to come up the side of the bar and across the top of it, and I have it connected to the bar. I can no longer remove this camera from this mount because I don't know if I got a bad model camera or if it was just poor design in the particular camera. When I purchased the camera, it's been probably a year and a half, maybe even longer than that I've had this camera. I'd have to go back in my videos to go through to see actually when I purchased this camera. Actually, my husband purchased it for me. And it was like over $250 when I purchased it, or when we purchased it. And for paying that much for a camera, when you plug in a cord to it, that cord should, the piece in the camera where the cord goes into is so loose that the cord won't stay seated in that plug. So I had to, my husband fixed it enough for me with some zip ties that he attached the cord with a zip tie to the body of the camera so it holds the cord stable in the camera. And that way I'm still able to use basically a $250 paperweight because I cannot move it from where it is now. If I do, the cord does not stay connected, and I have to have that cord plugged in even if I was using a battery, because that charges the battery. Okay, so again, long story short, I ordered a new camera, and if you are familiar with the big global issue with websites yesterday being down, Amazon had issues. Amazon packages did not ship because Amazon was down. People could not do any Amazon orders. I had purchased another item for my Jeep, and in New Mexico we have to have uninsured motorists coverage on our vehicles, because there are so many people with uninsurance or with no insurance that if you get in an accident, that uninsured motorists protects you. So another little thing that we do is we have dash cameras in all of our vehicles. My dash camera, the one that I have, is just it's wearing out. It's not looping the recording anymore, and it's just it was just a cheap $20 camera. So I upgraded and I bought a new camera. So that was supposed to be delivered tomorrow, and with all the yesterday, between 5 and 8. Well, it never got here because of the big global shutdown with everything. So that didn't show up. And I was telling you about, so the new camera I bought for filming was, I ordered that from Best Buy, and it still states on Best Buy that it's supposed to be delivered today. But shipping through FedEx, I have not gotten an update since Sunday morning. So through Best Buy, it says my camera is supposed to be delivered today. But original shipping date was for Thursday. So I was really excited that I was going to be getting my camera today. But I think with the global shutdown, that has been derailed. I went into my my tracking today, and I still have not gotten an update for my new camera. So it's possible that it can still come today. It is being shipped through FedEx, or it won't be here until Thursday, because I did log in to the FedEx tracking today, and it still says original shipping date for Thursday. So I don't know if the camera will be here today, or we will have to wait until Thursday. Okay. So long chat to get to what is now going to happen with this project. So as you can see here, I have some fabrics cut, and when I did cut all the fabric to make this block, if you're familiar, when you're cutting fabric, you're cutting 2 layers or 4 layers of fabric. I ended up cutting fabric for 4 blocks. So what I'll do is I will complete these 4 blocks. I will not be completing it on the FAF machine, just because I had so many issues while trying to assemble it. I am thinking that I'll do it on the large machine, or I'll go ahead and I'll pull back out the embroidery unit for the FAF, complete this complete these additional 3 blocks. I'm not going to film it because I'm just not happy with it. That way at least I have the fabric from these 4 completed, so I can make like a throw pillow with it. I don't want to waste any more fabric on this design. So what I'll end up doing, I will re-choose some fabrics. More than likely what I'll do is I'll completely eliminate the green out of it and just save the green for the backing of the quilt. Because I will not, I just don't like the green. Just to me does not look right in this block. I just don't like it. I love the purples and how they all look, but we're going to eliminate the green if I continue with making the additional, or I may just completely do another project with these fabrics. But we'll just stick with the throw pillow for this one. So guys, I just wanted to let you know what was going on. I know it took me kind of a lot to get to where I needed to be to tell you guys that, but I thought I owed you guys an explanation about what happened, you know. And I'm seriously constructing the block with everything else that happened. And my computer's over here off to the side telling me that I need to restart now because there's an update on the computer. So anyway, with everything happening yesterday, my frustration, my overconfidence that I knew what I was doing to complete this project. It was just, yesterday was just a complete utter fail. You know, it's like one of those days where you want to stop the clock, pause everything, and just restart the day. I got into bed last night about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I just felt utterly defeated that the whole day was just a wasted day. And thank God we're able to go to sleep and start a new day and start everything over. But like I did say, I did want to let you guys know what was happening. Let me know what you guys think of this. You know, like I said, I will complete these last 3 blocks. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble them in this hoop. This is my 6" by 6" hoop instead of the 10 by 8 hoop, because part of the problem that I was having is I didn't think that the fabric cutting instructions were adequate for the 8 by 8" block. I think that the being as a beginner, it's not because of the designer of this pattern. I don't want to say that she's incorrect. I was incorrect because I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't placing my fabrics correctly where they were supposed to be. And she says right in her pattern right here that fabric sizes, these are generous and you may just wish to use scraps, but ensure you have enough for seam allowance. So it was just me. It was just me that I was not constructing things correctly. So what I'm going to do, I will keep this block because I think what I can do is I can just go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam allowance around this when I kind of trim it up and size it up. And I'll just use this block in addition with the 3 6 by 6" blocks that I will end up creating. And I will just put some other fabrics. I've got some other strips here that I can do some strips to kind of like fill it in for a full-size pillow. Yeah, guys. I've been doing machine embroidery, I think, for about 1.5 years now. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. I can't really, without going back to look at my dates on when I bought my first embroidery machine. That was the SE625 machine. And I did not know a lot with that little hoop because it was a smaller hoop. It's only a 4x4 largest size, or 5x7 repositional hoop. I never got into the repositional hoops because I immediately upgraded to the FAF and I had the nice larger hoops, so I did not have to learn the repositional. But yeah, in my overconfidence thinking that I knew what I was doing, I had an epic fail. So I think I'm gonna, before I restart this project and bring you a nice video, I'm going to continue with these and make the pillow, or maybe a cat bed for little Luna. Maybe a cat bed for Luna, because I know she does really like when I'm working on the quilt blocks. She really likes that. So maybe I'll just make her a really pretty cat bed with the remainder of these. And then when I get the new camera in, we will do a worthy video of this project. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this video here. Please don't let this video make your decision on my abilities. Everybody has bad project days, epic fails. We all, I mean, no matter how long you've been excuse me, how long you've been sewing or quilting, making clothing, whatever your craft is. We all have epic fails sometimes, and please, like I said, don't let this video be the judge of all my previous videos that I've done or my future videos. Please stick with me, and we will get some good ones coming back really soon. Okay guys, so subscribe please if you haven't hit that subscribe button. We are at 2,340 subscribers, I believe, right now. And when I started this journey, I never thought that I'd even get 1,000. But you guys have humbled me, the ones that have taken that time to hit that subscribe button. Please go ahead and please keep watching, because you all give me faith in sharing with you what I can. But don't let this one decide for you, please. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop this rant and this frustration, and I'm gonna get this edited so you guys can see it. And we will see you in a new video, if not by tomorrow, definitely Thursday night or Friday. Today is Tuesday, October 21st. So if I don't get the camera today, it will be here Thursday sometime. I need to have time to set it up, to learn what it's going to do. And then Friday, more than likely, I will bring you a new video. Okay guys, I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to go ahead and get this posted. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.